Hi everyone, this is Shanae Gardner. I'm the EdTech Facilitator for Bear Valley Unified. This is actually going to be part 2 on orienting yourself with the Google portal that we're switching over for our Gmail, as well as having access to some of the Google apps for education that are available to us. So the last thing that I was discussing in the last screencast was about mail. So we were specifically talking about, we talked about how to make groups in contacts. We also talked about how to make folders and how to do an email. I forgot to talk about how to reply to an email. So say like here I'm trying to reply to Lisa Hill. I can click here on reply and then I can type right here. So that's what that arrow is for over here, and then you would send it. I'm going to discard this because I'm not going to use it. Anyway, so that message should just be right back there in my inbox. So what I was talking about a moment ago was about contacts. So I was talking about making a group. So for example, I have an instructional leadership team group here, but I forgot to add a couple of people. So maybe I want to add Kevin Ambergy to that instructional leadership team. So I can just click instructional leadership team here and apply that. And then you can see over here on the side, it shows that he's part of ILT. So one thing I wanted to discuss with you here is that you don't have to have everybody in the district here in your contacts, and they're not going to appear there. When you go to send an email, if they're in our district system and you type a few of the letters in their name, it's going to pop up. But you really only need to add people into your contacts that you want to maybe add to a distribution list, or that you're going to email on a regular basis, or maybe people that you want to send documents to in Google Drive or through Google Docs. So for example, last year, my 6th grade team, I had Susan, Rich, and Lisa Hill on that team. So I can make a new group here. So say like I wanted to make 6th grade teachers. So I can add Susan to 6th grade teachers, and it'll show that she's here on this list. She's in my contacts, and she's also in the Baldwin Lade staff. And then I can maybe search for Lisa, and I can do the same thing. I can add her to a group, so I'm going to want to make sure she's on the Baldwin Lane teachers and staffs, and she's also a 6th grade teacher, so I can apply all of those to her. So that's an easy thing to do. Another thing you need to be aware of is that your students can have these district-sponsored email addresses, and you can't send emails to them right now, but you can send documents to them with directions for assignments and so on and so forth. So what you have to do is request through a tech ticket or through me that your students be given a district-sponsored Gmail address, and then once you're given that list of their email addresses and their passwords, you can go in and you can create a bunch of new contacts. So the quickest way to do that might be, I'm going to add a student from last year, so Bradley Jones, and then his email would be bradley_jones@bearvalleyusd.org. So you might want to copy and paste right here where it says @bearvalleyusd.org, copy C, which is Control C, and then when I add him, then maybe I want to make a new contact. So let's click new contact again, and then maybe I'm gonna put another student there. So maybe I just am blanking on all my kids from last year, so this isn't a real kid, so Joe Schmo, and then his email address would be Joe_Schmo, and then I can just copy V @bearvalleyusd.org. Obviously that works for if you're making a bunch of contacts for teachers at your school because you want to make a distribution list or whatever. So I don't really want to save that. There's no Joe Schmo. Anyway, so that's how you make your contacts. But then I can also go into my contacts and say, for example, I wanted to find Bradley and a bunch of his friends from last year. I actually did have them in here already, but I deleted them. So I can, remember, I can add them to a group. So maybe I want to call them like my homeroom class, or English language arts, or whatever. And then I can create that group, and then I can add Bradley to that homeroom class. And then when I'm in my Google Drive, I can create a document and send a message to all of them in a document. I'll teach you how to do that in another tutorial about using Google Docs with your kids. So anyway, just that's how you do the contacts. So the other thing that we're going to cover today is calendar. So let's go ahead and click into the Google Calendar. Just going to go over a couple of basic things, and then I actually have another video on Google Calendar. So the most important thing that you need to know is that you can create an event. So say like I have a meeting at the high school, maybe with Mr. Gelber. So I can title that, and then I can talk about where it's going to be. So maybe it's going to be at BBHS in Mr. Gelber's office. Okay, I can change the time for that. So I can select a day. I can go in and I can pick it right here. And then I can choose the time. So for example, I want to start it at 3:30, and then it's going to give me like 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever here. So maybe it's a half-an-hour meeting, and then it ends here. You can call it an all-day event, and it'll just show up on that day, or you can specify when it's going to be. You can even make it a repeating event. So every week I'm going to meet with Mr. Gelber, maybe every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and so on Wednesdays. It starts here, it ends after so many occurrences. Maybe it's going to happen 4 times. And maybe I'm going to say it's going to end, and I can click the date. Well, I want it to end on October 10th, 2012. So it'll give you a summary of it and so on. So I don't really want to make this event, but that's how you would do it. I'm going to show it on my calendar. Maybe I want to show it. This is like my personal calendar, but maybe I have one for technology specialist position. So I'm going to put that there. I can put a description like what I'm going to bring to the meeting. I could add attachments like, hey, here's a document that you need for the meeting. I can add guests to the meeting by clicking over here and entering email addresses. So maybe I want to invite Mr. Gelber to this meeting that I'm having with him and make sure that he knows that I'm coming. You can change the event color so that it shows up different colors here on there. I actually don't want to invite Mr. Gelber to this event because he's going to be like, what are you talking about? Anyway, you can send yourself email reminders. I really like this a lot. So for example, I usually send myself one like 3 hours before the event, or maybe even the day before, and then I'll have a pop-up reminder, which is hooked up to my iPhone, and maybe 15 minutes before the event, so to remind myself that I need to leave right now to go to the meeting. You can show yourself as busy or available. So that if somebody else tries to send you an invitation for that time, you can say, oh, nope, sorry, I've got something to do. And it automatically defaults that without you having to tell them that. The default here, it's either a public event or a private event. Let's check and see what the default is for Bear Valley Unified. So I read through this. So basically what it says is that if your calendar is a private calendar, then all the events scheduled on it will be private. But if it's a public calendar, then all the events will be public. So that's what default means. So let's just go ahead and X out of that page, go back to the calendar. So anyway, I can save this, and then it's going to show up on my calendar. So on Wednesday, August 15th, which is next week, I can see that the meeting is scheduled for right here. Okay, so I can undo it because it's not a real meeting. All right, now you have a few different views here for how you can check out your calendar. So you can view it by the day, and you can see what's coming on just for today, and you can see there's a little arrow here that shows what time it is right now and if you have anything going on. You can show the entire week, which is right here, and then you can show the month, and then the next 4 days, or you can have it in an agenda style. So one thing that's pretty handy is that on the Bear Valley Unified School District website, the new one, let me go ahead and pull that up so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see, if I click here, I think I have to get redirected to the new page. This is not the new page, and I don't see the, oh, there it is. Go to our new website by clicking here. Okay, when you get to this page right here and you scroll down, you're going to see the Bear Valley Unified School District calendar. You can actually click right here where it says Google Calendar, and if you click that, it's going to add the district calendar to your page. So say like you want it on there, but you don't necessarily want to see it all the time. So let's see if I can scroll down. If I want to click off of that calendar, I don't have to see it all the time. Let's see if there's anything here. Okay, so if I click off of the calendar, I don't have to see those events. I don't know if you could see that very well. Okay, so if I click back onto it and I turn the color back on, see that's there. And now if I click on this red one, then the Baldwin Lane events are here. So this calendar was shared to me by Sue Noons. So for example, I have my own personal calendars. I can remove my tasks. I can remove my technology specialist events. I can take Baldwin Lane off. I can click off on the Bear Valley Unified School District one, but I have them there in case I need them, which is pretty awesome. You know, it's just a great function. So you're going to want to know how to share your calendar. So say like I wanted to share this technology specialist calendar with somebody. I can just click on that little down arrow and I can click share this calendar. I can change what color this calendar shows up as. I can create an event on this calendar, you know, hide this calendar from the list, display it, only this calendar, but I want to specifically show you share this calendar. So say like I wanted to share this calendar with Sue Noons at Baldwin Lane. So I can either make the calendar public to anyone, or I can share this calendar with anyone in Bear Valley Unified, which is how I actually have it shared right now. Say like I don't want that, maybe I just want to share it specifically with a person. So maybe I want to share it with Sue Noons. I type in her name, and her name pops up right there. And then it says, she can see all the event details. Either that, or she can make changes and manage sharing, or she can make changes to the event. So maybe you have a secretary and you want your secretary to be able to change your events, or you have a team person, somebody who's on your team and you work together, you can do that same kind of a deal. I want her to see all my event details, but I don't want her to be able to change anything. So then I can save it, and I can and then she will get an email inviting her to view my calendar. So anyway, that's how you share and invite people to calendars in Google. Awesome stuff. Another thing I just want to show you here is display density, and you can see this on all of the different Google applications. Is comfortable, cozy, and compact. So comfortable is kind of wider, and then cozy, it kind of squishes things more together, and compact, it's a little more squished up so that you maybe can see more things on a page. Anyway, those are the important things that I want you guys to know about Google Calendar. We're going to be learning a whole lot more about the Google Apps for Education platform and what's available to the district. So I just thank you for your attention, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.